10th of September last year, during his inaugural speech in Parliament, His Excellency said, education is the best equalizer. But how will a student attend an education if certain incentives are not given them? And I must also highlight the background of the living allowances, that this is an allowance where some students would get soft loans from their fellow students and pay for registration. Okay, and then once they get paid, they get that money and then pay back the loan. So we are saying it's not just an allowance that worked for the students, it also worked for the institution. I've seen our girls, especially during the weekend, we see big cars. Okay, so they come to pick our girls. We won't say anything, okay, because our girls or our colleagues need money to live. We've seen an increased rates in theft on campus, and the record that the security department intimate that most of these theft cases actually are done by the students themselves. So we are saying this is a very important allowance to the livelihood of the student. It was meant to enable a student to live, and so I think we've given enough time to the government. We are almost, is it 7, 8, 9 months down the line? And remember that the president, before the August 12, 2021 general election, said immediately we form government will reinstate meal allowances. Okay, but then we did not go there just immediately after his inauguration to say give us meal allowances. We've remained calm and continued to engage him. However, we must also highlight that the students are in their need of the living allowances. Why? Because if we continue waiting, a lot of students will drop out of school. As I'm speaking, I have students in my inbox. There are certain students that have been an Unzasu for 3 years at one level. What I mean is, for 3 years, the student has just been withdrawing. They come back, they withdraw, they come back. For 3 years. Meaning that student has remained in third year for 3 years when they were supposed to graduate. Why? Because the living allowance, surely, from the background that I have and from my research, it used to help a lot of students to be able to survive. You can ask Honorable Cornelius Mwita, who was former Unzasu president, who defended the plight of the student when that motion came up in Parliament, when PF was brought the motion to remove the meal allowances. Honorable Cornelius Mwita reminded actually the then Speaker of the National Assembly, Dr. Patrick Matibin, that you were a lecturer, you also benefited from meal allowance. How can you allow this injustice to be done to the students? Okay, so this is the same language that I'm saying, that the same manner that Honorable Cornelius Mwita stood firmly on ground in Parliament to defend the plight of the students for meal allowance or for living allowances not to be revoked, is the same manner that we are also expecting people like him, the likes of Honorable Mike Mposha, our area member of Parliament, to bring back this petition in Parliament to debate this motion that living allowances should be restored. We also expect former Kobusu President Honorable Christopher Kangombe to bring back this petition in Parliament for debate. We expect our Minister of Education Honorable Douglas Yakalim, who was a lecturer, he was also former Unzasu President, okay, to bring back this petition in Parliament, and therefore what we are planning as a union is, once we come back from recess, we will take the petition to the Minister of Education, Honorable Douglas Yakalim. So